For today's Cyber CEO episode,
they'll help you bring ideas to the table and just help with the inner workings of your business on a day-to-day basis. I think just the alleviation of time that you free up for yourself is one thing that we're always after, especially when you're working for yourself, especially in the industry of real estate. It's kind of a never-ending game. So having somebody that bridges a few hours a day, just taking care of things that I shouldn't be stressing over, but I do because they're there and they're just part of business, that's been one of the biggest advantages of having him on for the last year.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest coming back to the show. David, how are you doing today?
Hey, Jello. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Yes, we're very excited to have you back. Thank you very much for doing this again. Really appreciate it. Now, we just wanted to, of course, talk to you more about your experience, what's been happening between you and your Cyberbacker and the partnership that you have. First question, though, how long have you been partnered with Cyberbacker so far, David?
So we just passed our year anniversary about 2 months ago.
Okay, so first year with Cyberbacker. How's everything been going, though?
Good. I mean, it was my first time having a virtual one at that. And there was definitely some learning to be done along the way. But now that the first year is out of the way, I've really started gaining some traction now coming into this 2023, getting a little more familiar with 𝗙𝗃 and kind of his abilities and how he's working as a team member here. And yeah, it's really sort of shifting this year after getting that first year out of the way.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind me asking, you mentioned not really hiccups, but challenges, let's say, growth opportunities that you had during the first year. Talk to me more about that. What were these growth opportunities that you had?
Sure. So some of it was just, what to leverage out in my business. As any entrepreneur will tell you, there was a point in their business where they had trouble letting go of certain, delegations, certain responsibilities. And there's always that little piece of control that each business owner wants to maintain. And so that was a little bit of the struggle. And then being able to step out of my position to say, okay, what's going to be the most effective way for me to not only direct 𝗙𝗃, but for his best use of time and what he's good at. So there was a little bit of a time gap where we were sort of, feeling out the situation and making adjustments. And that still happens, on a weekly basis. It's just a little bit better now that we're more familiar.
There we go. So really just getting used to working with one another then. Is that right?
Yeah, and figuring out kind of the steps of business as a newer business owner and entrepreneur, shifting into that more of a manager position as opposed to trying to keep control of everything and do everything myself.
Yeah, so basically being a leader for your Cyberbacker as well. Now, talk to me more about that, though. During the beginning of the partnership, before you even got to work with your Cyberbacker, you had to list down the tasks that you were going to be leveraging off to your Cyberbacker. Now, has that list evolved now? Did you have your Cyberbacker do new things that weren't on the original list?
Yeah, so we actually recently started getting into automation. It's kind of a hot thing for this new year. And I knew 𝗙𝗃 had a little bit of experience with it. I had just never put him in that position for the last year. He's been mostly on the social media and marketing and advertising side of things. And so now he's starting to branch into the automation where we can really, I think, leverage his abilities a little better. And I know he's enjoying a little change in the workflow as well.
And more things for him to do, more opportunities to grow, of course. Now, talking about that, again, now he's branching off to automation, as what you mentioned. Of course, he's not going to stop there. Obviously, it's a very growth-minded Cyberbacker. Talk to me more about the future, though. What future plans do you have in this partnership?
So with the automation program that we're working on, basically we're building a platform from the ground up, and he's essentially going to be one of the lead administrators for the platform. So when we have to start, outsourcing to programmers or having maybe, an in-person individual here at the office, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 will still be kind of the commander because he's been building this platform from the ground up with us. And as hard as it's going to be, at one point I'll have to hand all of the control off to him so that he can make the executive decisions.
Gosh, being the leader though in the business, of course, getting used to working with having a cyberbacker to help you out, was it hard for you to let go of a lot of things? Because again, you're the leader, you're the business owner, of course.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But for the overarching goal of growing the business and being able to provide for more people and being able to provide more opportunities to not only the people within the business, but also all the teammates, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 as well. He gets to grow with this business. And so there's the bittersweet area of my heart that doesn't want to give up the control, but it is for something bigger and greater. And I'm starting to now make, these really good connections with other individuals. Me and 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 have a really good dynamic going on. And so we're able to start really approaching this more as a team, as opposed to me sort of trying to lead everything and then get everyone caught up to speed after the fact.
Team effort, a family effort, just like that. Now, I know it's already been over a year that you've been working with your cyberbacker. So what do you think are the advantages of working with someone virtual through cyberbacker?
As long as you take advantage of what they're there to do, they're to help you bring ideas to the table and just help with the inner workings of your business on a day-to-day basis. I think just the alleviation of time that you free up for yourself is one thing that we're always after, especially when you're working for yourself, especially in the industry of real estate. It's kind of a never-ending game. So having somebody that bridges a few hours a day, just taking care of things that I shouldn't be stressing over, but I do because they're there and they're just part of business. That's been one of the biggest advantages of having him on for the last year.
There we go. A lot of advantages, a lot of success here, of course. Now, you talked about time, being able to use your time to grow, to focus on other things that matter to the business. My last question, though, what's been the biggest impact, aside from time? What's been the biggest impact of virtual leverage to your business so far?
The biggest impact is it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's you always hear most people wait too long to make their first hire, or they make their first hire too early. And as much as I kept telling myself maybe it was a little too early for this first hire, it's almost hard to get to the point where you have the mentality and the mental space to be able to grow unless you take on that person to start taking some of those responsibilities off your plate. I only have so much time in the day. And so, taking on somebody, even though it's uncomfortable, and you're paying them, every month, that's, I think, one of the biggest advantages was just one, stepping out of the comfort zone, which is not easy for everybody to do, but then actually letting 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 take some things off my plate so that I could focus on growing and so that I can get us to a better position next year and the year after that and the year after that. And so you hear it all the time. People say, I waited too long to hire, or I don't want to hire yet. I don't feel like I'm busy enough, whatever that may look like. But that first hire is so vitally important for you to be able to really start making some big steps in your business as a solo owner or as just a small business itself.
There we go. So again, a lot of success in the partnership so far. A lot of things to be excited about, of course, in this partnership. Now, obviously, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶 is going to be there again, going to be watching this. Before we end, do you have any special messages or quick shout out you'd like to give out to him?
I just want to say thank you, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶. You're such an amazing individual and a valued team member. And we are looking forward to growing some big things together in the future.
There we go. Now, we are very, very excited to see the continued success of this partnership. And again, David, thank you very much for coming back to the show. Always have fun being on the show. Take care.
Thank you, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶. Always appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.